Mabuhay, kapatids! My name is Stephanie.
And my name is Imee, and welcome to the Babaylan Bruja Book Club podcast.
We have come together in efforts to decolonize our minds, our bodies, and reconnect with spirit by ways of relation via conversation, of education, interpretation, and integration.
So, this is our invitation for you to join us on our journey as we discuss works from honored artists, authors, and thought leaders from the Filipinx diaspora. Quick disclaimer: we want to acknowledge that everyone is consciously where they need to be.
And we are not experts, but we are sharing our own unique lived experiences. So, hey, y'all, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in with us. And we decided to switch it up today and do like a little study break.
Yeah.
Kind of, just like we've been cooking up things in the lab and planting seeds and also taking time to process the things that are going on in the world, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially with the AAPI community and the Black community and the Indigenous community. Things have been going on for centuries, right? So that's a disclaimer I wanted to share. Like we've been feeling it, but processing it too. So here we are with a study break proposal.
With a study break, yes.
But sometimes you got to take a break from the book and go in the corner and make some coffee. I got my tea. We had cacao yesterday together.
I have water.
That's okay. Stay hydrated. Don't be thirsty.
No.
Actually, when you are thirsty, hydrate yourself, right?
Exactly. So that you're not thirsty.
Right.
So yeah, like we just wanted to offer another way to interact with us as well. For people, our friends out there to interact with us and get to know us a little better. And also because, some of the stuff in the books, it's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy stuff. So I think to balance out the energies, we need to have some breaks. And just so we can talk and just, let things fly off the dome and crack jokes. We always crack jokes.
We always crack jokes.
We always crack jokes.
Or less with like a book.
Yeah.
Where we have to guide the conversation. Exactly. Today's conversation, though, is guided by us just celebrating. We did offer kind of,
high five.
Everybody got to start somewhere, right? Yeah. Our services or gifts that we've been called to bring after much, like, I don't know, what is the word, sis? Like, not encouragement, but like recognition, realization.
After activation.
Activation. That's a great word. Yes.
Yes. Steph and I were together. We went to a retreat. It was kind of like a spiritual retreat with a Filipinx sister circle. And I'll just speak for myself. I felt activated. And that's why I came back. And I was like, let's do all things Kali.
Which I'm so excited for. We did it up in the woods. That was magical. But I did miss your appointment, but I heard it was fantastic and empowering, and I can only imagine how much activation you provided for folks, sis.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. So how was your what is your how was your experience yesterday? And tell us about cacao and what you want to share about cacao.
Well, it's been humbling and also challenging in that recognizing this, what I bring is like a plants over pills perspective. And not to say pills are not valid. Western medicine has its space, but coming off, what I shared about plants being more than just food for us, it's fuel. And it also supports us physically and mentally and emotionally. Part of decolonizing is coming back to obviously Mama Earth and recognizing the gifts and the abundance she shares with us, continues to give to us, even though we keep honestly trashing her.
That's
But
that's moms.
I know,
That's mother.
right?
That's motherhood.
That's real.
But she loves us. I mean, as a
Oh,
mom, you just take a bunch of but you just continue to love. So anyway, Mother Earth loves us.
girl.
Please
Yeah, and
continue.
that's why they call I for me it's I know that plants are androgynous, but Mama Cacao seems to feel very more feminine because
Mm-hmm.
she's playful and she's fun and hyper, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so for me in particular, as a heart opener, and with consideration what's been going on lately with the
Yeah.
AAPI community, it felt like it was in reverence to bring this plant medicine forward because there's so many plants. It's endless. You'll ask a herbalist. I don't claim myself as an herbalist, but I'll call myself a herb enthusiast. Just because I'm, loving that part of me healing my feminine wounds is like receiving like all that Mama Gaia has. Pachamama. What's the Filipinx term for earth?
Girl, we shall find out.
Google?
I'm a Google. You continue speaking your wisdom about
Yeah. Oh,
cacao. I feel like though cacao, like the more you talk about it, like I can sense the connection and like why it would call to you. You know what I mean? As a
yeah.
as a heart opener. Um, you know. Anyway, please continue.
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like a heart warrior has been activated in me just because so much is going on, so much been going on, and it's like I was mentioning yesterday, the heart opens and it closes at the same time. And I think I wouldn't have arrived to that kind of download or like understanding and embodiment too because of without cacao.
Yeah.
So it's such a profound experience, and that's why I call it an experience rather than a ceremony, because I'm also being
Mm.
mindful that I was joking with you how cacao is not in our backyards, but then it actually is. It's in Davao right now growing. But the history of it has been lost, and I think that that's part of like this industry we're in of wellness. Like there's the shadow
Mm.
side, and I see more
Mm.
conversations emerging. We were talking about this, you know, folks who are not, who I don't feel have been challenged to ask themselves, are you moving with integrity as you share this? Because it's like, who am I to be in a space to talk about cacao? Like, cacao originated from Mayan Mesoamerica, and my ancestors technically weren't original gatekeepers or protectors or carriers of the medicine. And it also, because of this is kind of like a ironic pro, like colonization and industrialization, it's been brought to the Philippines, it's been brought to
Mm-hmm.
America,
Mm-hmm.
it's been brought to me in some way or shape or form. But anyway, I just bring that up to say, like, um it was a point where I was like, all right, like, this is something that feels like it's just undeniable, and people are gonna perceive it how they want, because it's like, who the is this Pinay Filipinx, like, serving cacao? And I can only imagine, we've talked about this too, and my learning healing circles, especially white presenting folks, sharing the medicine, how some indigenous folks or like more like Guatemalan descents are like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? And they can come at me the same way too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from my perspective of like offering the service, just like how you offer Kali, it's like something you feel very much in alignment and in tune with, and that
Yeah.
you're paying reverence, and
Yes.
you're sharing your skills, and as well as
Mm-hmm.
it's part of the education me too. Like, I shared a
Mm-hmm.
lot of history. I mean, how did you feel about that stuff?
Oh, from what you shared
Yeah.
yesterday on your event, I thought it was good. Some of that stuff I didn't know, and honestly, like I feel that is part, that's what we're doing here in the Babaylan Bruja book club anyway, is learning, right? Educating ourselves, and that is part of the decolonization of it. And I feel like when you do more of these cacao experiences, that's going to be very key to for reverence, is the knowledge piece, because you are a teacher in yourself, but also like that's just who you are, is you want to give reverence. And because we are doing this decolonization work, right, it only makes sense that you would come to cacao and be very open and be like, okay, I know that cacao's like actual, and like the people whose ancestors it really does belong to, I'm very open for them to come to me and be like, okay, who
Mhm.
are you? Or
Mhm.
I can, may, maybe you
Be a
should say
steward.
this, or should, yeah, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. And so like even the fact that, you brought this up too, like that you didn't call it a ceremony, you called it an experience,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
it was ceremonial. But
Yeah.
like the fact that the language is intentional, and language matters, right? So um yeah.
Language matters. And we were talking about like the shadow side of the wellness and like decolonizing and like, this industry. Like a lot of folks are like coming online with their gifts and offering it, again, without challenging, like, am I ready to serve this, to be a clear channel, to be an open channel, right? And for me, it took some time. What is time,
Mhm.
though? You know what I'm saying? But um, that's your, that's
Don't
literally.
get, that's my question. Don't get me on that question. What is time?
I know, right? Yeah. So, being rooted and grounded and knowing that I am embodying, we all are loving awareness, if we choose
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it, more or less words, whatever resonates, however you want to explain it. But right now, it just, my heart is so cracked open since the
yeah.
pandemic and the work that I do every day that I don't
Mm,
necessarily broadcast. I recognize how a lot of people are in pain, and I mean everyone does at some capacity, right? But I hear it all the time, and
mhm,
like
mhm,
it's like there's plants that can support you with that, and
mhm,
they're
mhm,
delicious, you know. Cacao
mhm,
is delicious. Mix that
mhm.
thing with like some dates or like cinnamon. Ugh,
That's why it
some
plants.
premium hot chocolate.
Yeah, yeah,
It is.
exactly.
It's ceremonial grade.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know if I was too loud in the mic, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so all in all, sis, it's the beginnings of me just really believing in myself,
Yes.
and feeling like I was really called, and then
Yes.
moving from a place of integrity, because I also understand
A
that
lot. Yeah.
what I'm noticing with these healing circles is, people are claiming like, I can heal you, I can heal you. I went to cacao because I was like, cacao needs to support me to heal myself because I felt blocked in my heart with all that's going on, right? Yeah. And so it's like, who am I to sit in secrecy with that, but also present it,
Mhm,
offer it to folks
mhm,
who are ready to receive it, and being okay
mhm,
with like not everyone being open to it initially
mhm,
because it's
mhm.
different. It's not necessarily, we didn't grow up, we ate like what? We ate champurrado. That was our chocolate.
Dude, that was my jam back in the day. Champorado. I made that for my kids the other day. They were like, "What? This is gross."
Ooh. What?
Like,
Really?
excuse me? The ancestors are mad right now.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds yummy. I've never made champurrado. Does it take
Mm.
long?
No, no. It's
Oh,
just rice. Like it's just rice and then you add.
chocolate.
Oh my god, you could add, I don't know if that would be disrespectful. You have to ask cacao, but you could put cacao in it probably.
Well, I asked Cacao because I had to go. That's why
Yeah.
I missed your workshop. But I put it in my I put it in my tea boba.
Yeah. And
I was
what'd
like,
she
"Can I
say?
mix you?"
What'd she say? She said cool.
He was like, "I mean, I'm gonna overpower this drink, but all right." And so, yeah, she kept me up too. I was like, "Dang, all these downloads coming in, all
Ooh.
these, you know what I'm saying?" So,
Mm.
and it was interesting
Mhm.
having conversations yesterday. This is the brunt of like our inspiration for today's talk is just the shadow side of the industry. Like, are folks really in it for like the money, or are they doing it because they really have gifts? And like the conversation around currency, like energy exchange, because you are being a conduit, and that shit's tiring, you know?
Dude, so tiring. Yeah. Energetically, it's
So
tiring. Yeah, I remember when I would lead worship, and it was a lot. Like, we had a church of like two services, and it was like 1,000 people total. And, you know, now that I understand it in the context that I do, I was like, shit, I was holding a container. Like, that was a container for that many people. No
Mhm.
wonder I came home and I would literally just crash.
No, same.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would be soul sucking. Like, my soul was tired. I'd go to bed at like 2, I'd wake up at 8,
Oh
just be like
wow.
groggy, like what the, and then I'd
What just
eat, and
happened?
then I'd like watch a show with my kids, and then I'd go to bed again. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
and I got that. I did know it, and I had no energy exchange for that.
See, and then
So,
I feel like that's how healers become resentful or greedier or yeah,
or
greedy
greedier. Oh
because
yeah.
those lower kind of emotions can give segue to those like, well, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't get compensated in the past this much, and I know my
Yeah.
worth. Like, and you should know your worth,
Mhm.
absolutely, and like ask like, are you catering to a population that may need the healing more than ever but can't necessarily afford you?
Mhm.
And in reality, like, what is your gift supposed to be? Because Jesus didn't get compensated for
Mhm.
helping the poor, and we're speaking of Jesus right now because he's in resurrection mode right now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So um, long answer, short, I think for cacao yesterday was just I really want to be in respect to the medicine and the
And you
keepers.
are. Yeah.
Thank you.
You
And
are.
share that this is a tool to support people to expand their consciousness because more than ever now, like a lot of people are working on themselves. A lot of people are
Mhm.
figuring out like
Mhm.
how can I work with my shadows? What are my
Mhm.
strengths?
Mhm.
Like
Right.
so it's that flow. I was talking about like the heart.
I love when you talk about that. Yeah, and the like the infinity and trying to like find the center.
Mhm.
That's something else we should talk about in our next
Hmm.
study break. Cuz y'all, we're going to have more than one study break
I
cuz
know. We're gonna
this
offer you shorter.
because this book is like 17 chapters,
Oh
guys.
my god. Yeah. So sis nailed it with saying like we're gonna we're gonna balance the energies.
Yeah, balance.
So but
So,
yeah, how was
yeah.
your offering, sis, yesterday?
So I first wanted to say that because I don't think we said it in the beginning. So Steph and I met with some Filipinx sisters. I flew out there. I kept telling people, do you know how much I fucking love you? Because I flew across the planet
The
in a
planet.
metal tube. The
And
planet, like I came off
oh,
of the planet in a metal tube, and I say, here I come. Anyway, but
what happened?
what had happened was we had the opportunity to like, so Steph had the opportunity to do a cacao experience for everybody. That was so amazing. Like, we were crying before and after. Like, we didn't even like that was the heart that was the container she held, and that was the heart space that opened up. Like, she didn't even say anything, she was just playing music, and I was like, oh, why am I crying? So, and then step before we went out there, because we were like trying to plan everything, Steph had asked, she kept saying, oh, I want to learn Kali from you. So I've been training Filipino martial arts for like 4 years, and she's like, oh, I want to train Kali from you. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't, who am I, but yeah, I can teach you like some strikes, no big deal. So I went out there and we
Ooh.
trained, and that activated something in me. And coupled with all the things that are going on in the AAPI community, the violence against our elders, the violence against AAPI women, I realized something specifically for Filipinx people and Filipinx women is that Kali, which was the martial art that uh, Magellan used. No, not Magellan. Lapu Lapu used.
Fuck Magellan.
Exactly. Lapu Lapu used to
To kill
defeat
Magellan.
To kill Magellan.
Yep.
That's what he used, right? And so when they were just real quick, when they were colonized, when our ancestors were colonized, the martial arts was banned because they were afraid of it. And then in the 1700s, it was forbidden altogether. Like, you cannot practice Filipino martial arts. So what our ancestors did, because they are resilient and intelligent and badass, is they hid it in our dances. And not only did they hide it in our dances, they danced those things in front of the colonizers. And the colonizers were like, "Oh, this is cute with their sticks."
Look at these brown indigenous folks with their
But what we were
little did they
doing,
know, right?
right? We were like, "We see you. We see you."
Don't
So,
worry, we preserving this shit. Mm-hmm.
right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it was hidden, it was kept safe for us today, like literally 2021, with all of the shit that's happening in the AAPI community. It is for us today. And so that was an activation. Like I was telling you, sis, like you asked me to do it and I was like, yeah, okay. But then if you hadn't asked me, I wouldn't have done it. Honestly, like, I wouldn't have thought to do it. Wasn't in my brain at all.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, it was life changing and it was activating. And so when I came back, I said I need to offer this to the community. And so I'll just give a shout out to Pinaista. I guess there's an online community called Pinaista, and they were opening up their virtual headquarters for healers, practitioners, people who had any sort of offering to have a place where they could do that. So that's what we were talking. That's what we did yesterday. Steph did a cacao experience, and I taught intro to Kali. So I thought it went well. Is that what you asked me? I don't remember
Yeah.
the question.
Well,
It went
yeah.
it went well. I was excited. I'm ready to do it again. Um
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I just really believe, honestly, um like it is for us for right now. And also, I'm not like, I I don't necessarily, my whole deal, my purpose is not necessarily to teach someone self-defense moves. I'm not here to teach self-defense moves to someone who doesn't want to be a victim. Like, I want to empower
Yeah.
Filipinx. I want to empower the community. That's what I want to do. So whatever you take
Yeah.
away from this, from whatever I'm teaching, take it, go, and then go learn Kali, or don't go learn how to shoot a gun. Whatever makes you feel empowered, that's what I
Or
want to
both.
activate. Or both, or all of the above. Like, that's what I want to activate in people. It's just, you are empowered to go walk the world wherever you are. And especially through Filipino martial arts, through Kali, Arnis, and there's two other words too: Kali, Arnis, and Eskrima. They're all the same. But
Mm.
like that's for us. Like, so even if you don't like do all of the Kali, right? It's in your DNA. That strength is like inside of you. So doing those movements are gonna like activate something inside of you. So
Mm-hmm. Activate something inside of you. And I think that that's really important to highlight, that that's what healers or practitioners do. They don't heal you,
no.
they hold space for you to remember
Mm-hmm.
and to heal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and earlier we were saying this off the record, but we are just like, I've been having conversations very recently about folks who feel bamboozled from practitioners in the spiritual community,
Mm-hmm.
because they offer these services, but they're trying to really like kind of like almost hustle for you to
Right.
keep investing in someone's services. But ultimately, like, for me personally, a marker of a true healer is someone who's not attached to you consistently, like being working with them,
Yes.
because you are going to jive with different people on different topics, which also why I love like you bringing the Kali and I'm bringing the plant medicine, because it's almost like a masculine feminine, but in reality Kali is both, and so is cacao, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like acknowledging those energies in both offerings.
Yeah.
Because like I love what you said when we were in the forest. You're like, you got to connect with your stick, like, and you got to let it flow. That's the
That's what
feminine.
she said. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a good one. Wait, we should do like a jar.
Yeah.
Put $1 in the jar. Um,
But yeah, connecting with the flow, right? And then, but
connecting
I
with the
think,
flow. Yep.
yeah,
And the
and I think, yeah, and the strength. And then, but I think what, to your point of Cacao and Kali being like Cacao feminine and Kali more masculine, but having both, right? And it being a flow in and out. Where was I going with this? I lost it. You know,
they're
this
both
sometimes
flowy.
happens.
They're both flowy.
They're both flowy, but like Cacao comes with I feel you when you say that uh Mama Cacao, presents as Mama, right? So is that
Yeah.
what you called her, Mama? I forget. You called her
Mama,
her.
yeah, she's more feminine in that, like,
Yeah, but she
for
gets shit
me,
done,
she gets shit done, and you got to be
and that's the
grounded
masculine. Yeah.
to connect. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
Because the feminine's flowy, but the masculine's
Mhm.
very grounded, and so
Mhm.
those both, and then the heart is opening and closing. So
Yeah.
it's like, again, that infinity I talk about.
Yes. The
So
infinity.
yeah, and just like offering that as a it's like a offering. That's what they
Yeah.
say. It's an offering, and
Yeah.
so we talked about like receiving an energetic exchange, because
Yeah.
essentially, while everyone can channel, and I know some people are not going to receive that, it's like channeling, meaning like you can connect to a higher power any day, every day, anytime you want. But folks that are offering it have worked specifically with whatever they're
Yeah.
talking about. So for, like, for you,
Right.
it's Kali. For
Right.
me right now, it's cacao.
Right.
And for my day job, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's recognizing that people are where they want to be. Because what I talk about every day at my day job is behavior change. And
Mm.
no one is going to change until they're ready.
Yeah,
Because
because everyone's sovereignty. Everyone has their own sovereignty, and even
precisely.
if you, as a healer, you can't heal somebody. You can only offer and hold space for healing, but it's up to them. It's
Mhm.
honestly, at the end of the day, it's up to them, and it's not on you if they don't heal, if they're not willing to bring themselves to those practices and willing to do the work. You can only offer, and
Yeah.
I think that's what you're saying. Like when these healers, I can't talk, healers are out there, like, come to me, I'll help heal, I'll heal you, or I hope you, like, the healers that I respect the most are people who are like, I'm gonna teach you how to heal yourself. You know what I mean? Like, so you don't even
Literally.
need
Yeah.
me. Like, you don't need me
That's what
because
my
you
teacher
can heal
says.
yourself, right?
One of my teachers says, sorry, but we talked about this. A healer doesn't heal you, a healer holds space for you
Hmm.
to heal yourself,
Yes.
because no one can heal you or save you but yourself.
But yourself.
Jesus died for us to show us you can save yourself.
Mm. Mm.
He did it to save us by
Mm.
showing us you can save yourself. That's a perspective. I'm sure it's debatable to some people.
Dude, I have a hot take on that, but
Go
we
for
don't have
it.
we don't have time. It's like we don't have time. The study break is
Next
short.
one.
This is a next study break.
Okay.
Next study break. So I shouldn't even
Good.
said it. My bad.
I know. I know.
I'm such a tease.
Yes, yes, you are, girl. Oh my god.
That's funny.
No, but yeah, I think for me with plant medicine too, being in reverence of the medicine, just because there's a lot of sacred medicine right now that's being
Mm.
abused or
Mm.
not shared in reverence. I mean, I was hearing like
Mm.
folks like microdosing ayahuasca and like making jungle. I call it jungle juice. I keep saying that because in college, right? Remember jungle juice? It was like
Mhm.
you just mix all these shits in like a
Yeah.
drink. You get fucked up. Like you can't be doing that with sacred medicine, yo.
No,
Like what?
it wasn't even good when you did it with alcohol. Do you know what I
I
mean? Like,
know. Alcohol ain't even sacred. That shit, moonshine will fuck you up.
listen,
But
they make
what's
moonshine out here. This
I
moonshine
believe it.
country out here.
But reality, cacao, ceremonial cacao is fermented cacao beans. I mean, they
Right.
ferment for a little bit.
Right.
Either way, I'd say that all to say, just you know, you cannot be a light worker if you haven't done shadow work.
Mm.
And you can't be you got, if you're gonna heal somebody or hold space for somebody, you got to go where they went too.
Mm.
So I feel like that's maybe a block that, it comes up for me sometimes. Like, that's what the imposter syndrome comes up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
can I take these people into this space if I haven't been there? But in reality, I'm like, hell yeah, I've been here
Yeah.
multiple fucking
Yeah.
times. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
we all have hearts.
Mm.
This is what shows we're humanity.
Yeah.
We're human. This is my center point.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk about all the chakras.
Just a thought that popped in my brain, like hot take maybe is like, colonization, col- colonization just like fucked up brown people and our and like people of color in our like core cultures, but like it did not do any services for white people either. You know what I mean? Like it didn't it made them not look at their own ancestors, and the
Yeah.
power. They're like, "Oh, that's cool over there. Therefore, I can definitely
I can make
partake in
money
that."
off that. Yep.
Yeah, I can partake in that. Like, yeah, yeah, I can definitely partake in that because that's cool, right? But then their own ancestors might be like,
Come back to us, yo.
come back to us and also say sorry and play nice.
Oh my god. Okay. I know we're at time, but
Baba Yaga is out there going,
there
hold on.
is a there's a TikTok. Shout out to one of my best friends, Baba Leash, if you're listening. Um there's this guy, he walks into, TikTok.
Yeah.
He's walking into this space and he's like, when I say slavery, you say sorry. And he's an African American male. He was like went to like multiple random sites.
Did anyone say anything? Or
They
no?
did.
Oh,
That's why it
good.
was
Well,
so
thank
much more
God.
funnier. I need to find it, but I
Oh,
don't.
that's
Some
so
of y'all might
funny.
know, but yeah, he was literally like filming, walked into a church, like when I say slavery, you say sorry, slavery. And people were like sorry,
Sorry.
because I do want to believe that the white allies that are out there, they are listening more and they're trying to be more empathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it's
Yeah.
a call to action. I say white allies, like I've been in circles where this has been said and I resonate with it. It's like, you guys need to talk to your ancestors. Like, the corruption that they brought to indigenous folk for centuries, like,
Mm.
you are now the generational breakers. Like, you
Come
got so
on.
accumulated wealth. Like, how can you pour this back into the community in an ethical way and be in those dining spaces or those right, those white spaces where you can be like, you know what, like, they're human too. Like, we're not,
Mhm, mhm,
I don't remember, we've talked about this, like,
mhm,
not supreme. We have this
mhm,
distorted thinking that like we
mhm,
are above everyone, but it's like,
mhm.
no, we're
Yeah.
actually, if we were above folks, like, why are you trying to make money off of like people of color's practices? Just saying. So, and culture.
Just saying. So,
But yeah,
all
I'm
right,
done.
sis. I've got a hard stop. We're gonna go do a float. I'm gonna do a float.
You're gonna
Get
make
ready.
a float?
No, 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 no. We're gonna go do like
Oh, you're
a
thing.
float
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bath thingy
Have
float.
fun.
I will.
We could talk about that next.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
need
know.
to make a wheel. We need to make a wheel of time, or not even a wheel. Just like put it in a jar and like pull it out. Be like, oh, hey, we're gonna talk about this today.
And we can also put a message out there and ask the listeners, like, what do you want to talk about, or what do
Yeah,
you feel like is
or
a
questions.
pressing topic right now?
Mm-hmm.
But today we were like, let's reflect on, us kind of really entering the industry or the space and trying to
Mm-hmm.
be examples of folks who are doing this like with their whole heart.
And
Like,
with integrity, right?
yeah, yeah, that's the word.
Okay, sis. Thank you for being here, and thank everyone else for
Thank you.
listening and hanging out with us. We feel your energy no matter wherever or whenever you are tuning in. Bye. That one was good. I felt it. Did you feel it? I felt it. Okay.
Yay!